How to Train Your Caterpillar, a spiritual life coaching channel. Welcome to the video. This is going to be a quick, I'm going to try and keep it quick, a quick video about the third eye and crown chakras, which is a video I have been meaning to make for a long time. It's the last one in a series because I have already done videos about the other chakras, so this is the final one. I thought I'd just merge these two chakras together because they're so kind of similar and interconnected. So before I get into it, I just want to say thank you so much for coming to check out the video. Hopefully you'll enjoy it and you'll find the information useful and all that stuff. And you know, if you do and you enjoy it and you feel like liking and subscribing for me, I would appreciate that a lot. So if you don't know anything about the chakras, I would recommend, if you feel like it, checking out my chunky video that I've done. I did like a basic guide to all 7 chakras, so that might be more useful to start with. But I'm just going to give you a quick kind of rundown. So there are 7 chakras, and the crown, the third eye and the crown chakra are the top 2. So the third eye is right here in the middle of your forehead, and it's the 6th chakra, and the crown chakra is kind of about here, which is, it's the 7th chakra, and it's kind of just above your head. So these are the 2 that everybody makes such a big fuss about in spirituality. And there's always, like, you know, when you first get into your spiritual path and the spiritual journey, like, I don't know about you, but I was always looking at like meditations to open your third eye and like your crown chakra and all this. And you always see these on YouTube, like, open your third eye in like 2 seconds. Oh my god, like crazy frequencies and stuff. But you know, the other chakras are just as important, you know, because, like, for example, I mean, the root chakra is like the you know, of the main 7 chakras. There are other chakras, but the main 7 ones, like the root chakra, is the one that kind of connects you to the earth. So if that one's blocked, then pretty much all the other chakras are not really going to function. But anyway, in terms of like spirituality and stuff, you know, it's the one that people make a big deal about, and they are important, you know. But the thing is, there's not really any point in kind of worrying about these chakras being open, you know, when you first start your spiritual journey, because the more that you get into it, the more that these 2 are naturally going to open anyway, you know. Like, in some people, I guess they're just naturally more open, you know, like mediums and things. I guess they have just like a very, I guess they're just kind of almost born with their third eye like completely open. I don't know, but yeah, anyway, so the third eye, I'm going to start with this one. So like I said, this is the 6th chakra. The color is indigo, and they're slightly different, you know. The chakras are kind of divided. It's like the bottom half and then the top half, because the throat chakra is kind of the top half, but it's really like the throat chakra is kind of what connects what's coming out of these 2 chakras with the real world, if you will, you know, because it's the third eye and the crown chakra that are kind of connecting you to like spirit, really, and like the heavens and all that kind of stuff. So they are similar, but there are some differences. But you'll find a lot of the stuff that I say about both of these, like, that they have similar qualities, you know, similar aspects to them. But the third eye is actually more concerned with your intuition. So that's why I'm saying you don't really need to worry so much about this one opening, because the more that you kind of get into spirituality, it's very likely it's just going to open more and more by itself anyway, because it is all about your intuition, you know. And what I mean by that is like learning to listen to your inner voice, right? Which is always there. It's just that, you know, a lot of the time when the mind is busy, and you have other kind of toxic people in your life telling you this and that and the other thing, and you're listening to them and being like, oh my god, maybe I should be listening to this person, blah blah blah, you know, it kind of drowns out your intuition a little bit. So the best thing that you can do to open the third eye is meditate. And it doesn't have to be a specific meditation, it can be any meditation. I mean, there are specific frequencies for all of the chakras that you can listen to that are very helpful. But you know, meditation in general is something that's really going to help you open the third eye, because it, you know, the more that you're meditating, the more that you're kind of quieting the mind and allowing your intuition to come through, which is really kind of your gut as well, you know, like your intuition is really your gut as well. So I actually think the solar plexus chakra is very important in helping you open the third eye, because, you know, the solar plexus is all about learning to kind of follow your gut instinct and listen to your inner self as well. So if you want to know more about the solar plexus chakra, like I said, I already have a video on that one. You can check that out if you wish. But yeah, so the color of this one is like an indigo kind of color, and it deals with, it's kind of, when this one is open, it allows you to see through the veil more and more. So, because, you know, it's the third eye, it deals with sight, so it's like your second sight kind of thing. So the more that this opens, the more that it kind of allows you to see through illusions. And that is like, it's the illusion of, you know, that this world and the other world, you know, like the 5D, are like really separate from each other when they're not, you know, because that's the thing, like the more that you get along the spiritual path, the more that you realize that the way to succeed in life and the way to know where you want to go and what you want to do is to like sort of incorporate spirituality into your daily life, right? And the way to do that is by following your intuition. So yeah, the more that you open this third eye chakra, the more that you're sort of going to be able to see through the veil, as it were, and kind of speak to your spirit guides, because I associate the spirit guides with your third eye, okay? So it's like the more, because you can kind of think of your spirit guides as your own intuition, if you prefer to do that, because it's very similar, right? It's the same, because your spirit guides are never going to steer you wrong, okay? So yeah, it's about seeing through the illusion that you're very, very separate from the spiritual world. However, the thing is, when the chakra, the third eye, starts to open, it also helps you see through all the bullshit in this world. So this is usually the reason that when people start on a spiritual journey, they end up losing a lot of toxic people around them, like a lot of friends, or you know, they start to realize like, oh, I really don't like my job, you know, or like I really don't like the situation that I've put myself in this life, blah 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 blah. Because it's like your third eye, it's almost like it just penetrates the bullshit. Do you know what I mean? It just casts aside all illusions and you start to see things for what they are. So that's often why, you know, when you have a spiritual awakening, you have to lose a bunch of shit that's not really serving you, because you start to see like what's serving you and what's not. So yeah, you can think of this chakra as kind of like your inner wisdom, your intuition. But I do associate it with my spirit guides as well. If it's, you know, if it's blocked, it's really just, you're just going to find that life is not as easy, right? Because you're, like I said, you're not really listening to your intuition. So it's, you know, when you're kind of not, when you're not doing that, you're really, it's like trying to swim upstream against life. You know, it's just that when you start to listen to what your inner voice is telling you, and you just sort of start to go with the flow, like things just sort of get a lot easier, and you generally sort of just drift along until you find where you're supposed to be, and things just kind of fit in together. So when this one's blocked, you might just find that you're a little, like you don't really have a vision of what you want to do, and you're not really sure where you want to go in life, and yeah, you might just find that you're feeling a bit stuck. So because it is like a purpley kind of indigo color, you can wear purple to help open this color. This is why like a lot of spiritual people, you know, and like you always see them like wearing purple and stuff, because it's the color of the third eye. So you can surround yourself with like purpley colors, like indigo purpley colors. You can wear purple. You can, you know, as with all the chakras, anything to do with their color is really going to help. So like I said, wearing the color, surrounding yourself with the color, but also eating foods of that color. So yeah, you can eat kind of purpley food for this one, which I have had a total mind blank about types of purple food. So I'm going to leave some somewhere, like either in the video or I'm going to leave them in the comment section because I'm having a total mind blank about that. But you can drink lavender tea, is really good to help open the third eye chakra. You can use different kinds of crystals. Amethyst is a good crystal for the third eye chakra. You can use labradorite, you can use clear quartz. Lapis lazuli is another really good one for the third eye, to open the third eye. But there's a ton of crystals that you can use. But honestly, really the best thing that you can do to help open the chakra is meditate. You know, for those of you who don't really like meditation, I do have another video on that, but you know, kind of, because it's something that I really struggle with, and I have to sort of implement a bunch of different measures to make sure that I can actually do it, because I'm a Gemini, I don't know, I find it kind of hard to sit still and like silence the brain, but it is possible, because if I can do it, you can do it, basically. But meditation is like one of the best things that you can do for this chakra. There's also sound healing. I use sound healing for tons of stuff. I use sound healing for the chakras all the time. I will leave some links for the third eye chakra meditation, like for the third eye chakra frequencies, because like I said, each chakra vibrates at a different frequency. So you know, there's a ton of them on YouTube, but the ones that I have found to be the best is this YouTube channel called Meditative Mind. I don't get any money from them, like I'm not associated with them or anything like that. It's just, I just find they're really useful. And they have ones that are like 9 hours long, so you can just put it on at night time and just go to sleep. Because, you know, it's easy for me to sit here and be like, oh, if you want to like open your third eye, you should do this and this and this and this. But realistically, you know, it's things that you are able to kind of fit into your day and you're not too tired to do. And I have to admit, I'm kind of lazy, so like I always try and find things that are easy to incorporate into the day. Otherwise I find that I just struggle to do them, because I do feel like sometimes I lack discipline. So yeah, like you can just put these on at nighttime and it's literally no extra stress to your day, do you know what I mean? So I think that's the third eye chakra. Now the crown chakra is similar, but the main difference between the crown chakra and the third eye is you can think of the third eye as like your intuition, but the crown chakra is messages coming in from like your angels, from higher beings. That's how I see the difference. So the crown chakra is more of a kind of light purple color, or sometimes it's associated with white as well, which is why, you know, again, you see spiritual people like wearing a lot of white. I guess lavender would be the color. It's like a light purpley kind of color. So because this chakra is obviously like, you know, it's the closest to the heavens, so it's like the purest chakra, if you will. It's the one that kind of connects you to the heavens. So like I said, you know, I feel like your third eye is really more about listening to your intuition, but when the crown chakra starts to open, it's about messages from your angels coming in. And like when this one starts to open, you'll notice more and more synchronicities in your life, you know, because it's like when you have the spiritual awakening and you know, people start to notice like 11:11 on the clock, for example, like a really big one, like so often that you're like, what the hell, like what is going on? Like every time I look at the clock, like it says 11:11 or it says 12:12 or whatever it is. And it's like the more that you start to see these little synchronicities, the more that the crown chakra starts to open, because the crown chakra is kind of about faith. It's about kind of feeling the interconnectedness of things, you know, realizing that you're not just a human, you know, I mean you are, but like you're not just a human, like you're related to everything, like you're a being that's so much more powerful, that's like than what can be confined to the body, you know. And it's like starting to understand that I'm connected to you, you are connected to me, we are connected to the earth, you know, all this kind of stuff. And it sounds like, I know, hippy dippy, but this is what happens when your crown chakra starts to open more. This is why I feel like I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but one of the ways that you can open the crown chakra is by chanting Om, which will also incidentally open the third eye as well. But you will notice, I don't know if you've ever done that. If you've ever, you should try it, it's really cool. If you've ever done the Om chanting for a significant period of time, it's one of the things that will allow you to kind of enter that state of like, I guess they call it nirvana, you know, when the mind is completely blank, and just for a second, or just for a few seconds, or however long you can sustain it, you feel just completely at peace with the world, you know, like you forget about the ego, and you forget that you're, you know, you forget about the world, and it's just, you just feel completely connected to spirit. I mean, this is something that, you know, most humans would really struggle with, right? But it's, you can get those kind of split seconds of it, you know. That's kind of what the crown chakra is all about. And like I said, the more that it opens, the more that you become like, the more that you become open to seeing these synchronicities and getting messages from your angels, you know, and from these like higher beings that come in, like angels of, you know, like beings of light, or whatever you want to call them. Because yeah, it's kind of it's like feeling at one with the universe, really. Like the third eye, the phrase that you could use for that chakra is I see, but the crown chakra would be I understand. So, you know, ways to open this chakra: meditation. meditation. Being out in nature actually is something that will really help open this chakra. Like, you know, those moments, because this is why people go hill walking and stuff, you know, like it's so that they can get that split second where, you know, you're standing on top of a mountain and you're like, I am so insignificant, you know, because we get so wrapped up in like the day-to-day, like, oh my god, like I have to cook the dinner, and like, oh, this person, you know, I don't know, said this thing, or like I have to, you know, pay the bills, or I've got so much to do, blah blah, excuse me, blah 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 blah. But it's that split second when you're kind of standing on top of a mountain, or you're like watching something really beautiful in nature that makes you feel small and insignificant, and you remember that it's not just you, you're like part of everything else, you know what I mean? So that is another thing that can help with this chakra. Like I said, they have a lot of similarities. So what will open the third eye is also really useful for opening the crown chakra. So again, amethyst. What other crystals? I've got a little note down here as well. Howlite, labradorite, selenite is a really good one for the crown chakra. Clear quartz. You can wear white, or you can wear like light purple. You can eat white foods, so like you can eat coconut, you can eat, I don't know what else is white, you can eat garlic, you can eat, oh, light cheese, those little things that look like brains. And like I said, the Om chanting, that, because each chakra has a particular chant that it resonates with. So for the third eye and the crown chakra is Om. And when you are doing the Om chanting, I actually saw this on a video from Aaron Doughty. He was saying that it's not actually so much the sound, it's the way that you form your mouth when you're doing it. is going to give you the correct sound. You should look it up. I can't remember which video he said that in. I think it's something about raising your vibration. He said that in. What else? Yeah, again, with the crown chakra, I will leave frequencies like the, obviously, I mean, you don't have to use the ones that I use, of course, there's tons of them on YouTube, but I'm just giving you the ones that I have found most useful, just as a kind of Cliff's Notes, I don't know. Is that the right phrase? Like a cliff, like an easy kind of cheat. You know, you can put them on at night time. Some people say that it will actually help you sleep as well. I actually find the root chakra, like when I'm really struggling to sleep, I find that the root chakra frequency really helps me sleep, but I feel like that's probably more because I'm like a nervous kind of person. But a lot of people say when you put on the crown chakra frequency, it will help you sleep, you know, because they say that about howlite as well, will help you sleep. So I will leave the links for that below as well. I think that was everything that I wanted to say. I wanted to keep this quicker, but hopefully I've not rambled too much. Yeah, when this one is blocked as well, it's really just, it's very similar to the third eye. Like you might find that you just kind of lack a direction. You might also find it's really just, it's about kind of, you know, when this chakra in the third eye is open, you're just going to find yourself feeling very free because things are just less of a struggle. You know, it's like when you're always fighting against the current because you're like, oh, I don't believe in the messages coming in, and like, you know, I don't really want your, you know, I don't really want your help, spirit. Like, even if you're doing it kind of subconsciously, it's just making things tougher for you, really, you know. So when these start to open, you're just going to notice that things flow a lot better. When they're closed, you probably won't even really notice that they're closed because they've probably always been closed, right? It's just that when they start to open, things become easier, things start to flow, and you're just like more chill about stuff because you just kind of know that you're going to be guided to the right place. You know what I mean? So that was the video. I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you found something in it that you could use. Thank you so much for watching. And like I said, you know, if you feel like liking and subscribing for me, I would appreciate that a lot. And as always, I wish you many blessings, love and light. Take care.